I look at Stephanie tonight and I see the daughter we prayed for, the miracle we brought home to an empty nursery.
Stephanie's phone, set to silent, vibrated against her thigh. You have a new 23andMe relative match. Identical twin, 100% shared DNA. The match's name, Angela.
An identical twin. That can't be real. I'm an only child. My parents told me so.
She read the message twice. Her hands began to shake. Her gaze flicked to her father, still speaking, and to her mother, smiling sweetly.
We never imagined we could love anyone more. Stephanie, you are our one and only girl.
But Stephanie was already rising from her chair.
Steph? Are you okay? You're white as a sheet.
She couldn't form words. Clutching the phone, she walked off the dais, the veil sweeping behind her. Stephanie stumbled into the empty hotel lobby, her wedding dress rustling against the marble floor. She leaned against a pillar, phone quivering in her hand. Angela had already sent a message. I can't believe it. I've been searching for 2 years. I was adopted at 3 days old.
Adopted at 3 days old. That would be my birthday. She's been searching for me. Angela, I'm Stephanie. I just saw the DNA match email. I don't know how to process this.
Angela's reply came in seconds. I drove from Cleveland this morning hoping to find you. I'm terrified and hopeful all at once.
She's here. She's really here. Somewhere outside these walls. Where are you right now? Please tell me.
Angela, I'm at a coffee shop across from your venue. Brood Awakenings. I've been sitting here since 7 p.m.
She's across the street, in a coffee shop, wearing a navy dress, probably. I have to go.
Stephanie pushed through the grand double doors, the night air hitting her bare shoulders, her veil streaming behind as she stepped into the street. The coffee shop glowed warm across the street. Through the window, a woman in navy sat alone, hands wrapped around a mug, staring at the door. Stephanie pushed the door open. Angela rose from her chair and their identical faces locked for the first time.
Oh God, you're real. You're me. I don't understand how this happened, but I see it. I see you.
An older woman's voice came from the table beside Angela, steady and careful.
I'm Helen, Angela's adoptive mother. I drove her here. We brought the original paperwork.
They told my mom the other twin died at birth, but the adoption agency said both your parents signed the surrender papers. Both of them signed? My father toasted me tonight as his only daughter. That doesn't make sense.
Your father might not have known the signature was there, but after we took Angela home, they told us the twin had passed. We never questioned it.
Stephanie's gaze fell to the leather folder on the table. It sat there, quiet, promising to rewrite her entire life. She slipped back through the ballroom doors, veil whispering over the threshold, the coffee shop's warmth still clinging to her skin. She settled into her seat beside Ethan, a plate of salmon and asparagus appearing as if on cue. She pushed a carrot slice across the plate.
You've been gone 20 minutes, and you haven't touched your food. Talk to me.
I'm fine, really. Just processing the size of this day.
The best man rose and tapped his glass. His toast landed full of golf jokes and tender brotherly barbs, the room laughing on cue. Stephanie's gaze drifted to Catherine. Her mother's laugh sailed above the clatter, too bright, too practiced.
We're just so blessed. Everything has been absolutely flawless tonight.
Flawless, except for the signed surrender papers in a coffee shop across the street.
Steph, you're white-knuckling that napkin. Whatever's going on, we'll handle it. But please look at me.
She gripped his hand under the table, but her eyes stayed locked on her mother's profile, searching for the woman beneath the pearls. The maid of honor stepped to the microphone, tissue in hand. She said Stephanie used to tell me she wanted a sister. Tonight, I hope she knows she's found one in all of us.
Sister. That word lands like a stone.
As applause faded, Stephanie rose and touched Catherine's elbow.
Mom, can we talk for a minute? I have a question. All that talk about sisters made me realize I never asked about my birth. Was it hard on you?
Catherine's smile flickered, then reset smooth as her pearl necklace.
Oh, sweetheart, it was the easiest delivery. You came out, they cleaned you up, and I held you. That's all there was.
That's all. Not one word about a twin. She's lying right to my face.
She typed a message to Helen, "I need the truth. Bring the adoption folder to the side entrance of the venue." The DJ's voice softened. Mark led his daughter to the dance floor.
I still remember dancing with you on my shoes.
Dad, tell me about the day I was born. I want to hear it all.
I paced the waiting room for hours. Then a nurse handed me this tiny, perfect bundle.
She searched his face. No hesitation, no shadow. Just open love.
The doctor said it was an easy delivery. Your mother didn't make a sound.
He doesn't know. He has no idea there was ever a second baby.
The song ended, and Mark kissed her forehead, eyes glistening with pride.
Catherine lied to him too. She let him believe his only child was all there ever was.
Stephanie stepped back, the phone heavy in her pocket. No reply yet, but the night would not end quietly. Stephanie's phone pulsed. Helen's message read, "I'm at the side door. The folder is with me." She excused herself from the crowd, heels clicking down the service corridor toward the side room. Helen stood inside among stacked chairs, the leather folder held in both hands against her chest.
I've waited a long time to give this to you. I never read it all. I wanted you to be the one.
The folder passed from Helen's hands to Stephanie's, the leather warm and worn.
This is it. Whatever's inside, it's going to shatter something I can't unsee.
The brass clasp gave way. The folder fell open across a stack of metal chairs. Typewritten lines from 1995, signatures dry as old bone, surrender of parental rights centered at the top.
Skip past the legal introduction. There's a clause near the back. I think that's the part that matters most.
Stephanie's fingers skimmed past legalities, her pulse quickening as the page turned. Near the back of the folder, her thumb stopped below a single handwritten line. The clause read, "Payment received, $40,000 from the adoptive parents for full and irrevocable surrender of one female twin, Angela."
$40,000. They sold my twin. My parents sold their own daughter.
Catherine worked for my husband. He found out she had massive gambling debts. She offered the baby Angela to clear them.
She wore pearls tonight, toasted perfection, and she buried a daughter for money.
Mark's signature is here too, but we believe Catherine told him the second twin died at birth. He never knew.
Dad's toast, our only daughter. He meant every word, and she let him mean it for 3 decades. Helen, I'm taking this folder. I need to show Mark tonight. He deserves to know.
Take it. I've held on to it for this moment. He should know the truth.
She closed the folder, the leather groaning softly, and pressed it against her chest like a weapon. Stephanie found her mother near the powder room, fixing her lipstick in a gilt mirror.
Catherine, turn around. You told me I was your only child. You told Dad the second twin died. But that's not what this says.
Stephanie, let me explain. That paperwork, it was complicated. I was protecting us.
Protecting us? You sold my twin to pay off your gambling debts. $40,000. I have the receipt.
I was drowning. I couldn't tell Mark. He would have left us with nothing.
He would have left you. But you arranged it so he never knew. You made him believe his only daughter was alive.
Please, Stephanie. I'll tell him. Just give me tonight.
You've had 30 years, I'm telling him. And I'm telling everyone.
She walked away, her veil forgotten, leaving Catherine slumped against the wall, sobbing into her hands. She found Mark at a small table near the bar, nursing a glass of whiskey, his bow tie loosened.
Dad, I have to show you something. It's going to shatter you, but you deserve the truth.
She opened the leather folder and laid it before him. The 23andMe email glowed beside the adoption agreement.
Angela? An identical twin? I don't understand. You're my only. His voice broke.
His eyes found the line, "Payment received, $40,000. His hand began to tremble.
$40,000. My wife sold our child and told me she died in the delivery room.
You weren't supposed to know. She told you the twin passed. I found out an hour ago.
I held you, sang to you, and every night there was another daughter somewhere without her family. Because of her.
There's more. Angela is here, across the street. I'm bringing her in tonight. I'm going to tell everyone. Are you with me?
He met her eyes, a lifetime of trust shattered, and nodded. Then he pulled her into a crushing embrace. She led Ethan away from the dance floor, her grip tight on his wrist into a quiet hallway alcove.
Ethan, I need to tell you the impossible thing that just became true.
He listened, not interrupting, as she poured out everything. The DNA match, the coffee shop, the $40,000.
You have a twin, and your mother sold her. Steph, whatever you need to do, I'm right here. Tell me the plan.
I'm going to bring her into the reception. I'm going to tell the whole room.
Ethan pulled her close, one hand pressing the small of her back, her veil pooling around them. She pulled out her phone. Her fingers were steady now. She typed, "Angela, come to the venue. Back entrance. I'm ready." The message sent. The countdown to the speech had begun. The DJ shifted the music to a dance beat. Guests flooded the floor, but Stephanie remained at the head table, tapping her phone against her palm.
She's crossing the street right now. In 30 minutes, my whole life reorganizes.
A message from Angela lit the screen. "I'm at the back door." She typed back, "Back entrance, side room. A bridesmaid will meet you." She slipped toward the service door, pulling a bridesmaid aside with quiet, urgent instructions. Moments later, the back door opened. Angela stepped inside, her navy dress dark against the service lights.
She's really doing this. My twin is about to turn her own wedding into a reckoning.
Stephanie's phone buzzed one final time. She's in the side room. She walked toward the DJ booth, her heels steady on the polished floor, the folder under her arm.
Time to burn down the lies.
Then the DJ's voice broke in. "Ladies and gentlemen, our bride and groom will now cut the cake."
One more tradition. We can do this together.
They stood before the towering three-tier cake, white fondant gleaming under the spotlights. Her engagement ring caught the light as she gripped the knife, her hand trembling the tiniest bit. They pressed down together. The blades sank through the pristine layers, applause scattering across the room. The photographer circled them, flash after flash. Stephanie's smile never faltered, but it never reached her eyes.
You're doing perfectly. Just a little longer.
The champagne tower glowed nearby, golden bubbles rising in perfect silence, a world away from the chaos gathering inside her. As the cake settled, the DJ leaned into his microphone once more.
"All right, ladies, get ready. Bouquet toss is coming up next."
Stephanie took her place, back to the crowd, bouquet clutched. The women's laughter felt like a movie she was watching. She threw the bouquet without excitement, the roses spinning through the air as her mind counted down to the speech. Someone caught it with a shriek. Stephanie barely registered who, already walking toward the chair for the garter ceremony. Ethan knelt before her, a playful grin on his face, but his eyes searched hers with a question he wouldn't ask aloud.
You're still good?
Good? My mother sold my twin, but I'll be good when I'm holding that microphone.
He slipped the garter off, raising it like a prize. The crowd erupted, oblivious to the storm gathering inside her.
Now, before we close the night, the bride has asked to share a few words.
The room quieted. David extended the microphone. She took it, the cold plastic grounding her.
This is where the lie ends.
She raised the microphone, the 100 faces before her blurred into a single waiting silence.
Thank you all for being here. This has been the most beautiful day of my life. Earlier tonight, my father stood up and called me his only daughter. It was the sweetest thing I'd ever heard.
Her voice held, but her knuckles whitened around the leather folder under her arm.
But an hour ago, I learned something that changed everything I know about my family.
A ripple of confusion passed through the guests. Catherine's wineglass stopped midair.
While my father was toasting, my phone buzzed with a 23andMe email. I have an identical twin.
The room went so quiet the chandelier hum seemed loud.
Her name is Angela. She was adopted as a baby. And tonight, she's waiting right outside these doors.
She nodded toward the back of the room. Every head turned.
I want to introduce someone. Angela, come in.
The grand double doors swung open. A silhouette in navy stood against the light, her shape identical to the bride's. Angela stepped into the ballroom. The chandelier light caught her face. The same face Stephanie wore, the same dark eyes. The room gasped. 200 pairs of eyes flickered between the bride and the stranger at the door. Mark's chair scraped back. He rose, one hand gripping the table's edge, his face draining of color. Catherine didn't move. Her hands remained clasped in her lap, her eyes fixed on the doors, unblinking. Angela walked forward, heels quiet on the polished floor, until she stood at Stephanie's side. Mirrored faces, same tilt of the chin. Stephanie reached for her sister's hand. Their fingers intertwined. The room remained utterly still. The DJ's lights cycled red and blue over frozen faces. No one spoke a word, but the silence was louder than any music that night.
This is the original adoption agreement from 1995.
She held it open. The handwritten $40,000 line was visible to the front rows.
My mother sold my twin to pay off her gambling debts. My father was told the second baby died.
Catherine buried her face in her hands, a low wail escaping between her fingers.
I never knew. I held one daughter, believing the other was lost. She lied to us all.
Angela's eyes glistened, but she remained still, her hand tight in Stephanie's. The ballroom erupted in whispers, disbelief spreading from table to table.
This is my sister, Angela. She's been searching for me for 2 years. Today, she found me on my wedding day.
Catherine's sobs grew louder, drowning out the murmured shock of the guests. Mark stepped forward, closing the distance to Angela, his hand reaching out as if to touch a ghost. Mark's calloused hand touched Angela's cheek. A sob caught in his throat.
I never blamed you. They told me you were gone too.
Across the room, Catherine's crying became a keening wail, muffled only by her hands.
Folks, let's give the family a moment. We'll resume shortly.
But guests were already streaming toward the doors, napkins discarded, wine glasses trembling on abandoned tables.
You're shaking. Let's get you out of here.
But Stephanie didn't move. She pulled Angela into a fierce embrace, their veiled and navy silhouettes merging under the spotlight.
30 years of lies end tonight. We are done.
Catherine didn't lift her head, only sobbed louder into her ruined pearls. The DJ cut the music. In the sudden silence, only Catherine's sobs remained. The wedding was over. Stephanie, still in her gown, walked out of the ballroom with Angela beside her. Ethan followed close, the leather folder still in her arms. Catherine remained at the head table, the bridal party clearing around her. A staff member paused, then quietly collected the nearby glasses.
Go ahead. I need a minute.
Later that night, Catherine sat alone in a modest rented room. The pearls she'd worn now coiled on the nightstand like a dead vow. Across town, Mark sat on a park bench under a street lamp. His bow tie was gone, his hands dangling between his knees.
I don't know how to forgive this, or if I should.
In a diner booth across town, Stephanie pushed a slice of pie toward Angela. Their laughter was quiet, but it was real.
I've imagined this moment 1,000 times. Never thought it would taste like bad diner pie. The wedding was a disaster, but finding you, that's the one real thing that happened tonight.
Back in her silent room, Catherine stared at her phone. No messages, no calls. She was utterly alone. 2 weeks after the wedding, Stephanie and Angela returned to the coffee shop. The neon sign hummed, but everything else felt new.
I still can't believe you're here, sharing coffee. My sister. I felt it the moment I saw your name on that email. Like the world snapped into focus.
Helen arrived with a worn leather album, placing it between them like an overdue gift. The album opened to newborn photos, side by side, identical hospital bracelets still faintly legible.
We were never meant to be alone. And we won't be again.
3 decades I waited to see this. My girl found her mirror.
The sisters laughed, heads together, tracing their own faces on the yellowed pages, time collapsing between them. Sunlight flooded the window, warm on their shoulders. The future for once felt gentle. They left the coffee shop arm in arm, the album tucked under Stephanie's arm, the afternoon light painting the sidewalk gold.
For 30 years, I didn't know your face. Now I can't imagine not seeing it every week. Then you'll come every week. Ethan already cleared a drawer for your stuff.
That night, Catherine sat alone in her apartment, a single lamp burning, the silence around her as complete as the lie she'd buried. Mark's signature dried on the divorce filing, the ink dark and final. He didn't look back. The moon rose over the old wedding venue, its ballroom dark and silent, the chandeliers still. But in a small house across town, 2 identical women sat on a couch, a bridal veil draped over both their laps, stitching a future neither had expected.
I got married twice that day, you know. Once to Ethan, and once to you. Best wedding I ever crashed.
And the house, for the first time in 3 decades, held the echo of a sister's laugh. Weeks later, Stephanie and Angela walked a quiet path under a canopy of autumn leaves.
I used to think family was the people who raised you. Now I know it's the ones who stay.
They stopped by a pond, their reflections side by side, identical and finally whole. Across town, Catherine sat in her apartment, a single photograph of newborn Stephanie now facing the wall. She hadn't spoken to Mark in weeks. The unsigned divorce papers sat in a drawer, a sentence she couldn't yet read. Mark visited his daughters weekly, each dinner stitching a new memory over the old wound. The moon rose full over the city, the same moon that had lit the wedding night, now cool and detached. Stephanie and Angela sat on a bench, a veil folded between them, now just fabric, no longer a symbol of what was hidden.
I've forgiven a lot. Not for her, but so I could breathe.
And as the stars emerged, their laughter echoed again, 2 voices now where there had only been one.